Hey, what's up, guys? I just want to preface the video, and this is just about me watching some of these training documentaries I see online. They're really cool. I like seeing the military folks doing their thing, the equipment, and some of the tactics and shooting techniques. Them being the visual aid and me making the commentary so that way I can give you advice on better technique. Where is the source of this technique? It's based on my own training and instruction that I have gotten from folks at high levels. So anyway, thanks for watching, and let's get into the video.
Just squat your hips, keep it in the shoulder to give yourself a bit more movement to pie around that doorway, or alternately swap shoulders.
The guys that really do this at high levels, they talk about they don't switch shoulders. The times that I have been told that you would switch shoulders is if you're in a static defensive position. So let's say I'm a right-handed shooter, I'm holding the left side corner of a wall or building. I may switch shoulders to be in a position where I'm advantageously behind cover and minimizing how much I'm exposing and still being able to shoot effectively. You know, for me, thinking about that, I'm using a C-clamp against the wall or bracing myself and using my knees also for support. Notice his elbow is out a little bit. I wouldn't recommend that. It's like very like airsofty / Magpul back in the day thing. But I think he does talk about that here shortly.
Is obviously your elbow. Okay, your elbow is going to activate the room. So when you are going laterally across the doorway and walking backwards, to make sure you tuck that elbow in.
Pull the rifle in with both hands and drive the shooting shoulder forward. This is going to clamp the gun down really tight when he shoots. Watch this, all this bounce. It's just a ton of bounce, right? And so if you really tighten it up, you know, you're looking at you can shrink that group to fit all in the head box, not have these flyers. You know, round accountability is really important, you know, especially as a civilian. But really, if I can put the rounds in his vital areas, separate that spine or into the eye box, get the brain, why wouldn't I want to do that? This shooting the mouth and jaw might really fuck him up, but is it going to kill him as quickly as going through the eye or nose cavity, right? Yeah, it's super loose. All that movement right here is just like bouncing back and forth off his shoulder. I guess he got hot brass in the back of his collar right there. That always sucks. Alright, low ready, high ready argument. Learn to use both. You may use both in different situations. Low ready is always faster, but be proficient with the high ready. Where I think the high ready comes into play is if you are coming off a reload, right? The way I'm taught is tucking the stock deep in the elbow, bringing the palm to the ribs, palm facing upwards so the rifle is nice and tight. That way you can run and reload at the same time. However, once the magazine goes in, you rotate the gun up, the barrel goes out to the target and pulls back in to your shoulder. You want to punch the gun out towards the target just a little bit more, just a few inches more. That way you can pull it back from your shoulder. You don't want it dragging across the front or getting caught, worst case, on your gear and preventing you from getting sighted in. Alright, so this is the new hotness stuff right now, is where the guys are like resting on the shoulder and then popping it forward and shooting. So somebody like Matt Prankos talks about that they're not ready to shoot. So you're thinking about short stocking so you can get into a room. These rifles are really maneuverable even at the 14.5 inches. When your rifle's like this, you can kind of point shoot, but you're really not ready to take accurate shots. How much room is he saving if he kept it in his shoulder and dropped it down to where it was like right here, right? He could snap up within half a second and shoot accurately versus this thing. He's not ready to shoot. He's not ready to shoot accurately. Maybe at this range, but across the room, I'm skeptical to believe that he could get lethal shots, accurate shots, every shot. So if you're concerned about me shooting that diagonal target in front of Jason there, I'm hitting that black circle with those shots. It drops down, pulls out. Now, the thing here is this is quick, right? But would he be ready to shoot as soon as his gun got out there? That's the question. Let's watch. Okay, so he's completing his grip about right here, right? And then how much more? And he's the sights are lined up with his chin, so he's not really looking at the sights. You're target focused shooting. You know, that is a thing. What's his name? Fucking Ben Stover talks about this, but you're looking at a small spot on the target. You're looking at his nose or right between his eyes or whatever. So pushing it out. Okay, so he leans back, so he's moving backwards. He's kind of in line with the sights. And then, so he's taking all that time to find where the shot would be, right? We talk about this, bringing the gun up and out, completing the grip back here, and then pushing it straight out. So I would say here, tuck all of this. Take this palm up to the sky. Brace it against your ribs so the rifle's nice and tight. The stock and all this will be underneath your arm. It's going to be pinned. This is good here with the muzzle in line with the eye. Take this rifle, face that mag well straight to your left. Like, have this gun basically, this side of the rifle flat to the deck facing, right? Obviously it's going to be still at an angle because you want the muzzle up, but basically you want this thing rotated 90 degrees on its side. That'll allow you to bring that magazine straight in, right? You have the magazine coming in directly from the left, the magazine is facing directly in the right. You have them at the same angle. It's going to be way easier to line those up, especially when you're on the move.
Two of the body with rifle, one of the head with...
So you shoot, blah, blah, blah. Alright, so here, right here, use the momentum, throw the gun out this way, and when your hand gets right here, don't let it go any further, right? And what you're doing is a gun, instead of guiding it down, right? Like, your hand could have stayed here. And if you threw the rifle to your left side, your elbow, if you bent the elbow, the crook of your elbow will pin the stock in the middle. Since your arm is bent, your left hand or support hand is ready to receive and meet the shooting hand in your workspace. Meets here, completes the grip, pushes out to shoot. So now his hand is completing halfway out, right? He doesn't have a good grip. So he's not ready to shoot when he presents. So he completes the grip here, right? Whereas if you completed the grip back here, now it's just tightening, watching the sights all the way out to shoot. So there's a little bit of delay there. You say the top of the stock needs to be in line with the top of the shoulder. So let's watch. Right, it's a little high. If you did a low ready, the stock would hit your face first and slow down the gun. You would underdrive, and it'd be hard to get it that one extra inch or two. You'd end up shooting low if you just shot. So, top of the rifle, top of the stock in line with top of the shoulder, brings it down. Right, you shouldn't see any of this. Drive the shooting shoulder forward. Right, make sure this is fully extended. Elbows pulled down and pulling the gun back into the shoulder. Hand position's okay, right? His arm here is a little undercompressed, so make sure that stock is all the way out one click. Yes, yeah. So he's not moving as much. If he drives it shoulder a little bit more, pulls it in tight, drops his elbows a little bit, he can, if he brings his hips, the front of his hips in line with the ball of his foot by bending his knees forward, and then taking his shoulders and making sure like they're an inch or two in front of his hips, it'll would kill any of this movement. See, the stance is replicating this. See how he's moving forward? He's got forward momentum. The gun isn't really pushing on him. But once we become static, we have to replicate that forward momentum by leaning forward towards the target. So here, palm straight up to the sky. Bring this part of your wrist, pin it to your ribs. This will drive the stock and everything back here. Keep this at your eye line. It's a little bit high here. Keep the muzzle at your eye line. The rifle will be basically on its side. This mag well will be fully facing us and the camera in our direction. The magazine will go straight in from the left. You're able to see the mag well. It's in a clear orientation. It's not at some weird angle that has to meet the mag that's at some other fucking angle. You've got everything on a same plane, right? And so you see his bobble here, right? So he's trying to see it. The shadow, this, your guys are watching you, they're on camera, right? This would be much easier if this mag well was straight up facing us, at it, directly at us. Mag well could come straight in. Super easy. Very quick, very good run. Yeah, that's how you need to run when you're going place to place, right? Don't be sitting there kind of bobbling around. Fucking sprint. So here, gangster run. So here, he's looking for his footing, right? Understandable. But if he can go ahead and put the stock in his shoulder, start pulling in tight, right here, he can start looking at the target, right? And I get it. You're looking for foot placement, trying to be in a little square, whatever. But try to practice this. Looking at the target a little bit sooner. The stock should be in the shoulder. The gun should be level already. And as soon as he stops, he should be able to shoot. He's not far behind, but this will make a little bit more of an improvement. See, it takes him a couple seconds, or like a second, half, or whatever it is. Right, so he could be aimed in the target, stop, shoot, boom, boom, boom. But now he's got to kind of linger for a second. Not a bad run. I mean, his speed between the cones or shooting areas or shooting squares is going to be really key to giving him a good time. Good. Yeah. This is the bitch about running through all this shit. Like, it looks fucking easy, but it's not. A, you gotta be in shape, and B, you gotta have good footing. Oh, if you start taking a tumble like this, it's gonna happen. Fucking muzzle up, right? And, you know, just as you hit the deck, I mean, if you didn't have a rifle, I'd say try to go into like a roll, like to help. If you take judo or jiu-jitsu, learn how to fall is really helpful. But going into a nice roll to help distribute the force. But if you fall, fucking muzzle up. Do not make the mistake of dropping your muzzle into the dirt, so that way you don't jaw yourself or fucking fuck up your rifle. Very common grip here, like you see this in games and stuff, is this right hand is dominating, right? He's really shooting it right-handed, or sorry, strong-handed, in this case left-handed, but his support hand is barely hanging on. His his right hand is not making contact really with much of anything other than kind of resting on his fingers. There's big gaps. There's big space where if he rotated this shooting thumb up, this hand could put the meat of the drumstick of his support thumb against the pistol and have that thumb right along the frame here. The thumb doesn't do anything. It doesn't impart, it doesn't push into the gun, it doesn't do anything. But the meat, like the meat of your palm, the drumstick of your thumb, that does a lot of the work. So this is very common, where your thumb dominates, pushes your other hand off, or blocks your support hand from getting a good proper grip. Guys, thanks for watching. This is just me commenting on some of the cool videos I see pop up. I like seeing these guys train. It's always just cool stuff. It's fun to watch. So anyway, thanks for watching.